Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I thank God. Thank God. Happy Saturday to everybody. Happy Saturday to everybody. My God, God has been good to us, y'all. God has been amazing. I don't know about you. God's been good to me. Today we're going out to the park. We're going to be spreading the love of Jesus with us, some folks. We're going out there to spread the love of God, to spread the love of what Jesus did on the cross for everyone, for the whole world. You know, we're going to share the love of Christ with some people today. We're commissioned to do that. That's what we're commissioned to do. A lot of times we get on the seat of do nothing and we sit there, but God said, I'm going to judge cattle against cattle. That's what he said. He said, I'm going to judge the fat cattle against the lean cattle. Those that know the word, those that has it, those that is deeply steeped in it. Because we haven't went to strengthen the diseased cattle. We haven't went to go help the young cattle. We just sitting on all that wisdom and all that knowledge. We sitting on it and we are not out spreading it. The world is in darkness, y'all, and the people's heart is in gross darkness, and we've got to be about the business of what Jesus has called us to do. He said, go to ye to all the world and preach the gospel. Make disciples. And so oftentimes we just go to church and we read our Bible and we just eating the word and chewing the cud and just sitting there with it to ourselves. But he said we ought to go. That's why he said, I'm going to judge the cattle against the cattle. He said, because the cattle, the old cattle, he called them the fat cattle, those that know the word and those that have been in it for a long time, they have not gotten up to go help the young. He says what they did is they tread it down. He said they've eaten, they've treaded it down. After they've got what they need, then they tread it down so that the young don't know it. The ones coming behind. He said they begin to go, they drink from the water, they done got a good drink of it. Then they take their hoof and they muddy the water up for the people coming behind. But that's why he said, I'm going to judge cattle against cattle. And so today we've got to get about the business of Christ. The world is getting worse, y'all. Darkness is covering the land. The people died this week in an earthquake. People died. Many people went into eternity this weekend. And so we have to be about the business of Christ, to be about the business of Jesus. Because, listen, there's some people waiting for you to come. There's some people waiting for you to come with the gospel. They can't come in until you go get them. They can't come in because they just lost, but they need somebody to come bring the light to them. And if you sitting at the house, trust me, I was sitting at the house, so I ain't going to be self-righteous and say you. We sitting at the house with all this knowledge of Jesus Christ. We sitting at the house and there's somebody lost waiting for us to come. God going to judge us for that. So there's some people that can't move until you come, till you bring that word. There's some people waiting for that word. So we must get up. We cannot get complacent and figure, okay, well, I'm in, I got it, and I'm in, and that's all that's needed. No. He said, I'm going to judge against cattle against cattle. He's going to judge the shepherds. Not only is he going to judge the shepherds, he said, who haven't fed his people, but he is going to judge the fat cattle against the lean cattle. Those that have it and those that don't have it. He's going to judge that. We are not just in and that's it. We have a responsibility to go share the gospel of Jesus Christ with other people. We have a duty. That is our duty. The duty of the Christian is to go and share the gospel with somebody else who may not know it. And so today, if you're not doing that, if you've been in for a long time and you know you got Christ, and if you have not gone to share the gospel with somebody, get up off the seat of do nothing and have gone out there to give that word, God said he's going to judge against those people. Everybody going to be responsible. There's responsibility. We're not just saved just to be saved. We are saved to bring others in. Like Jude say, snatch them up out of the fire. Snatch them out of the fire. That's what we're saved to do. Not just to have it for ourselves. We have to go and share it with other people. Say, how can they hear without a preacher? Somebody's got to go and give the good news to them, to let them know that Jesus paid the price, that he broke the sin curse of Adam. He said through one man, death came in the world for all men. And by that was the disobedience of Adam. Death came for all men. But by the obedience of Christ, life came in for all men. Though when we believe on him, it breaks the curse. And now we are set free, y'all. We are set free, and we are given a gift of righteousness. That is what does the perfecting work in us. That gift comes to do the work in you, to become the sons of God, to make you those vessels of honor, to make you those peculiar people, to make you those chosen generation. That's what the gift comes to do. But we've got to get up off the seat of do nothing. It's a beautiful Saturday today. It's a beautiful Saturday. I don't know about where you are, but where I am, it is a beautiful Saturday. God has given us another one. And while we have this opportunity, while we have this time, let us get up off the seat of do nothing and go do what he said to do. Go to all the world and preach the gospel. It ain't just for the preachers. It's for everybody that has God. Everybody that has the Spirit of God in you. You are to go and try to bring other people in. Not just through your living, but through your going. We have to do the work because time isn't long. We don't know how much longer we have here. But we know, what we do know, that death is coming for everybody. God may hold back his coming, but there's somebody who may die before you get to them, waiting for you to come, waiting to come to help set them free. So while we have this opportunity, let's be obedient to the word of God. Let's be obedient to what he said. And he said, go ye to all the world, preach the gospel. Because there's a soul. There's souls out there waiting. There's souls. The word of God said the laborers are few. The harvest is ripe. It is white. It's rich. It's ready. But the laborers are few. There's a few laborers. And so because there's a few laborers, we that know, we got to go. He said few going to find this straight gate. Few people are going to find it. And so we've got to go find that harvest. I begin to pray, and the Lord began to say, there's sheep out there that know, that looking for something. There's sheep that are lost. They looking. But when they look at the church world, they just see more lost sheep. So the ones who have it, the ones who have God, the ones who are not lost, got to go help get that harvest and go get those that are lost, those that are blind, those that sit in the darkness of the prison. We have to go and let them know that Jesus paid the price, that the sin death price was already paid, that God already did the work. It was a finished work. And that we don't have to say we're not perfect and that we all can't help but sin. We all doing that. Then what was the point of Jesus coming and dying if we're going to keep going down the same road like the Pharisees? What's the point of Jesus coming if we all still keep saying the same thing? There was a purpose to his death. He said we have a form of godliness, but we deny the power of the work, y'all. We deny the power of what Jesus' work came to do, and that was to redeem us back from the death and sin, to redeem us back from when Satan came and took us away and took our heart and put his spirit in us. But Jesus came to create in us a clean heart. He came to renew his right spirit back into us. He came to make us those new creatures in him. And so we must change our mind, the spirit of the mind, not just your mind. But it's a renew the spirit of your mind, the spirit of it, that you can be transformed into the likeness of him. Because he said he's already translated us into his kingdom. Now we have to walk by that way. You know, man oftentimes motivate. If I can believe it, I can achieve it. I believe I can fly. That's what man is saying about his own self. So how much more we can say about when we have God involved in it? When God is involved in it, there's nothing impossible for him. But we still walk. We tend to walk on the side of, we can't be this and we can't be that and we can't do that. But motivational speakers tell you, you can do this if you believe it. If you can do that, that's how to motivate. But the church world isn't motivating us like that. They telling you you can't be. Oh, nobody can. Numerous people have said, oh, you can't be perfect. I know you said it, but you can't be it. That's because just the natural mind is foolishness to you. Because if Jesus say, be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven, then he must know how to perform it. He said, my word won't return void. He said, my word will accomplish what I send it for, and it will prosper. And yes, so in your natural mind, you don't know how that's going to work, and it can't work based on your natural self. But with God, we say with God all things is possible until it comes to that. Oh, well, then we can't be that. Well, you can't have it both ways. Either you serve the God that can, or you have a form of godliness and you denying the power of the work. It's the gift. It's the power of the gift that is working in you. That's how he does it. He said, he that is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than you can begin to even think or ask, by the power working in you. That's how God accomplishes it in you. Not by your own might or power, but by his spirit, y'all. That's how the work happens. As you walk towards what he said, just walk in what he said. Trust his word. When you trust his word at what he say, he creates the reality. He does the work in you. He mortifies the deeds in your flesh. Before you can even act on them, he puts them to death, y'all. Church system has said, oh, nobody can't be this, none righteous. But he just said, I've given you a gift of righteousness. But see, the devil got us blind. He got us still saying, oh, no, none righteous. No, there was none righteous. But God came, Jesus came, and he died. He gave his whole life just to give us that righteousness, restore it back to us, redeem it back to us. And so we must renew our mind. We got to put on the mind of Christ, that we can come into the transformation that he requires. He said we were created for his glory. If we created for his glory, you think his glory is us walking this broke down life, talking about what we can't be? That's not for his glory. But Satan put them blinders on. He couldn't stop Jesus from dying. When he realized too late what he did, now he just going to deceive the whole world into thinking that the work isn't done. How many you hearing about the gift of righteousness? How many preachers you hearing preaching, oh, you got a gift of righteousness, versus, oh no, we all sin, we all I'm sure that we can't be this, and nobody perfect. You hear that more often. You hear that more than you hear about this gift of righteousness. This gift of righteousness that transformed you from that to this. That was the work that Jesus did. It was a complete work. He said, you are sanctified to perfection. I've sanctified you to be perfected forever. And so we got to renew our mind. Walk in, I'm perfect. Walk in that. Walk in that instead of walking, oh, I'm nobody perfect. Don't walk in that. Change your mind and walk in it. If you said it, I'm going to believe it. I'm going to trust in it. That's what faith is. Walking by faith and not by sight, not by the understanding. See, who knows the mind of God? Who is his counsel? The word said, who has taught him? See, you only thinking in your little computer mind. You can, far as heaven is from earth, so is your thoughts from God, his ways. He is able to do what he said. He said, I'm able to keep you from falling. He gave you all that. I'm able to deliver you out of temptation. If you walk in me, you won't fulfill that. So yes, he is able to perfect us. That's what he said. When we trust him and we trust his word and we obey what he says. As long as we walk and you tell somebody, oh, this, they're going to become that. As he thinketh, so is he. That's what the word says. As he thinketh. If you think that, this is what you're going to be. So let's renew our minds today. And let's share the word of God with someone. Share, if it be one person a day, share the word and then live the word. Ain't no need of sharing it if you ain't living it. You got to live it, because most people ain't going to listen. They going to look. They going to observe you to see what if your words is lining up with your living. And let me tell you, Jesus is going to produce Jesus. Jesus ain't never going to produce Satan. Jesus ain't never, he said, if you on my vine, my word in you, you going to produce me. He said, I am the branches, I am the vine, the true vine. You are the branches. And you ain't going to produce nothing but him. Somebody got to show the real Jesus, y'all. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of vines. That's why Jesus said, I'm the true one. There's a lot of vines, and they look like Jesus. Because, see, Satan ain't coming. He come as an angel of light. He ain't coming like Satan. He coming just like Jesus. He coming speaking the same thing with a Bible under his arm to seduce you away. He said, giving heed to seducing spirits. You know, it's seducing spirits. It's not because they're going to just say what they're going to say. No, it's going to be so close. He said, if possible, the elect will be deceived. It's going to be so close to the real thing. But guess what? They're going to deny the power of the work. The power of what Jesus' death came to do. The power of how it releases us from sin. The power how it releases us from what Adam and Eve did. The disobedience of Adam and the deception of Eve that gives us a disobeying, deceiving heart. But God sent Jesus to break that curse. But people are still walking around talking about how we in this old flesh and how we can't do this. But Jesus did the work. What was the point of him coming? If you're going to keep the same mind, come on out of the prison house. Come out. You've been set free. You've been set free. He has redeemed you. You know what redeem means? If you don't know, go look it up. He has redeemed us. It's not just a redeeming just in the words on the Bible. It's a living redemption that we are now the sons of God, made in his likeness. He said it's like looking in a mirror and seeing the glory of him. That's who we are. We are him. We are the miniature Jesus. And so walk in that today, y'all. I pray God bless you all today. Enjoy your Saturday. Spread the word of God. Spread the word. There's few voices out there. Spread it. That's why he say few gonna find it. Few people are gonna find that straight gate. Because people ain't gonna want to do what it takes to find it. And then there's people who don't know because nobody's bringing it to them. So I pray God give you an ear to hear. Give you a motivated heart. He said, I'll pour water on those that are thirsty. Ask him to give you a hunger and a thirst after righteousness. Ask him to make you that vessel of honor, meet for his use. And you know we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us today. God bless y'all today. I hope y'all have a beautiful Saturday. This your girl Larissa. Pray for me, pray for my family, and I will pray for you all. God bless you all. Have a blessed day today.